1 week from tonight, Championship Wrestling once again returns to Baltimore at the Baltimore Civic Center. Scheduled to lock up an individual competition, the popular Frenchman Rene Goulet squaring off against the, yes, still undefeated Hulk Hogan. Notwithstanding the presence on the card of three great wrestlers. Assembling forces, we shall see Pat Patterson, Gorilla Monsoon, and Andre the Giant join forces against a threesome in the six-man tag team match of Afa, Sika, the Samoans, teaming up with the one and only Captain Louis Albano donning the tights. Notwithstanding, the main event is Larry Zbyszko, ladies and gentlemen, has a golden opportunity to rip away the World Wrestling Federation title as currently held by the champion Bob Backlund. But again, let's direct our attention to the spectacular six-man tag team match. Our guest,
McMahon, why didn't you say six great wrestlers? Never mind Patterson, Monsoon, and Andre. How about the Samoans and Captain Lou Albano? What are we, an inferior team or what? Remember, my good man, we wouldn't be in that position if we weren't qualified and ready. We signed, not reluctantly. Captain is there, I'm ready. As the guiding light, as a technical advisor,
right,
I won't even have to dirty my hands.
Let's talk about that.
Advising. Go ahead, let's talk.
If there were three Samoans, not to belittle you, Lou Albano,
go ahead.
but if there were three Samoans, if there were Afa, Sika, and a third, perhaps yes, then...
Wait a minute. There are no three men that can beat any one Samoan man. One Samoan man is good enough to beat Andre, Putski, Patterson, Monsoon. I don't care. Now, when you put a combined effort of two Samoan men...
You are the weak link.
I am the brains behind the operation. I am the captain, the general major. I am the guiding light. I do not have to participate. I am merely there as a technical advisor. Do you got it, stupid?
All right, we thank you for your time. Lou Albano and the Samoans, Afa, Sika. Mr. Albano, I suspect 1 week from tonight, in for one heck of a lot of trouble as he meets up with Patterson, Monsoon, and Andre the Giant. Our very special guest now, the World Wrestling Federation champion, Bob Backlund. And Bob, 1 week from tonight, there are many, many people who are wondering whether or not you will leave the ring with the title as you enter. Seems to me Larry Zbyszko poses all kinds of extraordinary problems to you and your championship quest to keep the title, actually.
Yes, he does. You know, I know of his abilities. I know of his what is going through his mind, and I've been watching this man very closely for the last 3-4 months and what he's been going through. And he's a hard man to understand, but I know one thing, that I'm going to definitely have my hands full in that ring. It's going to be the fight or the wrestling match of the century probably for me, and everything's on the line. And when that bell rings, we're just going to find out who the better man is. And I understand later on today I'm going to get another lesson on how I'm going to beat Larry Zbyszko. So it's going to be kind of ironic, Larry Zbyszko, if I use one of your lessons that you tried to teach me something about professional wrestling and possibly beat him.
Fans would love to see it, I can tell you that.
Well, I want to thank all the fans for all their support and all their letters and everything, and I'm surely going to give this one. You know, I always come out here and, you know, tell them I'm going to give it 100%, but it's possible I'm going to go in there and give it 200 this time.
Thank you. Bob Backlund, ladies and gentlemen. Indeed, giving it, as he said, not 100, but 200% if it's possible, but will that be enough to retain the title? Welcoming into view now an individual who will probably say no to that question, Mr. Larry Zbyszko.
What question? I don't pay attention to that goof. Go ahead. What question?
Well, I thought you said you didn't pay attention. The question is whether or not Mr. Backlund will be able to retain the title. Many people feel he will be. Others, frankly, are quite concerned over 1 week from tonight.
Lesson number 3, Bob. Be prepared. I know you're going to give it all kind of percentages, because every time you open your mouth, you got a new percent. It doesn't matter. I really want you to be prepared. I want you to put your jogging shoes on in the morning, Bob. And I want you to run up and down the hills. I mean, I want you to run and run. I want you to be prepared with all the endurance you can have. I want you to get lots of sleep, Bob. I want you to just have, you know, rest and relaxation after you work out, because I really want you to be prepared. I want you to watch films of me, Bob. I want you to study them. I want you to watch him and say to yourself, hey, he moves like a cat. Because I don't want you crying like a baby, Bob, when I walk out with that belt. Be prepared, Bob. Last warning.
Larry Zbyszko with the last warning to Bob Backlund.